Yo. So we'll go ahead and do this week's review of the 18th. I only ended up taking two trades, but they were very well executed, very process based. Didn't really focus on anything else other than taking that high quality setup, just taking the game plan and yeah. So let's go ahead and get into it. So first trade I took was on Monday. It was a break-even trade, but it was a very good trade overall. Um, Let me zoom this bitch in. Started fresh on two new combines. So we're starting from scratch, but not really, right? Now we have new experience, new knowledge that we can now apply into my training going forward. And overall, it was a great setup. I had all the confirmations. We reacted to a higher time frame area of interest. We had the direction and we also had the entry model. So taking a look, we took a look at the 4 hour. We had a 4 hour key level of interest right around here that I was paying attention to. And then on the 1 hour, we were trading above, we were trading in this upper half of this range of these highs right here. And then we go in the 30 minute. We're also trading kind of back into premium. So I was definitely looking for some sort of short opportunity around this 4 hour level. And then when we zoom down to the 15 minute, we did get a nice 15-minute type one, which did align with a 5 minute type two bearish close. We did take about 15 minutes to pull back, but that gave us the perfect opportunity to create this type three bearish shift. So we had this 4 hour key level right here. We had a nice shift, got in at the retest of this 15-minute level right here, that being my entry right here, and then was looking for price to reject and continue lower. We did approach this lower time frame area of interest right here. You had like a little gap in some order blocks, whatever you want to call it. But areas of interest down here on the lower time frame that did prove to show bullish momentum was defending, in which we did attempt to break it 3 times and failed. And by the second time, I had moved stops to break even just to mitigate risk, in which we did end up hitting. And price actually ended up going higher. So very great trade management on that first one. And then for the second one, I ended up taking it on gold as well. This one, we had the opportunity to hold it up to all three of my price targets or all four of my price targets, but I just wanted to, in my mindset in that moment was just wanting to have a win that I can journal. Um, I think that just after what the last couple weeks had entailed throughout my journey or whatever, I was feeling a little desperate for a good trade to close out and, just call it a day. Like I was very risk averse in the moment. But I did take it on the combine. We had taken it on two combines. Ugh. Two combines, $600 each, and then we also took it on the live account, closed it for small profit. But very nice. We were following the trend. If we take a look at the 4 hour, this is what the 4 hour was looking like. We had just had a previous type two bullish candle close above this previous 4 hour level. And then we zoom in on the 1 hour. This is where the 4 hour level was, which is very close to this structure right here. It's pretty obvious that gold is trending bullish. And then just zooming down to the 30 minute, we were also seeing that same bullish structure, taking out these highs, pulling back to retest the 4 hour level, in which by then, if we zoom in on the 15 minute, we do see price kind of have like a type three shift right here. You have this low, high, take out the low. But after taking out this previous low, price failed to continue lower and had a pretty bullish reaction to this area of interest in which it would make sense to follow the obvious direction. And then on the 5 minute, we did get a nice type two bullish close in which I did find my entry right after that 5 minute bullish closed above these areas of interest. I got in on the pullback and I just wrote it to TP1. And yeah, those were the only two trades. Both were executed flawlessly, which is what I love to hear. It's what helps build more conviction in yourself. But going into next week, something that I want to continue honing on is just identifying my higher time frame area of interest and figure out what direction I'm looking to take it when price approaches those areas. Because I noticed that a lot of the past couple trades, not really the best, right? Like, yeah, obviously, but like there was one trade where momentum was just obviously bearish, but where we were in that trend, just it just didn't make sense to take it. Break even. See if I can find it. Ah, right here. See, like price with obviously it's pretty obvious that we're in bearish conditions, but we did have a nice bullish reaction out of this area of interest right here. So ideally, where do you want price to see a reaction? I took it at this level right here. Or I use this as the level, which I need to go back and look to see where it is. At like a previous 15-minute type 2 bearish close, right? I was looking for some sort of shift in reaction, which we did get, right? But it definitely, and we did end up hitting TP1, but I just didn't close out. But on this larger scale on the larger time frame range, which would be this move, if we go out to the 15-minute, it's this large candle right here. But then that range, we want to ideally see price approach this area of interest, in which it did get end us giving us really nice type 3 to continue lower as well. So wasn't stoked about that. But that's something I took away. It's just identifying the areas of interest that really stick out most to you, you know. Don't take it at every single level because entry refinement. Entry refinement. That's what I need to work on. So just going into the next week, I'm just going to be very picky with which levels I choose to mark out and which ones I choose to watch out for. And then from there, we will continue to execute upon our strategy. Other than that, that's going to be the journal review for the week. Very good bounce back week, I would like to say. But it's very important to just keep the momentum going and making sure I'm not skipping any days, no journaling, of, skipping gym. Just got to really reinforce those good habits. So mental, 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 but I will catch you guys later, later, later.